Hey, I was expecting a way better clap based on the way you came into it.
I really did throw my hands up. And then just.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually a good metaphor for how you play sports. The appearance, you're about to come and do shit, but really it's about to be.
They just put me in the front and then they're like, nah, just put that one on. Yeah, my knees communicate. It's not good.
Hi, Shannon. We're rolling. Welcome to our cheer. We got the booty.
Ooh, all booty.
We got the booty.
There's so much.
I like to manage expectations and say, I don't have a booty though.
You do though.
Do you think so? I don't think so.
I've checked you out.
Well, I don't.
Well, you're wearing a gown.
Yeah.
Right now.
I wasn't the curvature. It's not much.
It's okay.
Consent? Yes, you have consent.
Are we cupping your ass?
It's got to define, you have like a line between where your leg.
Do you know what it is though?
It's defined.
The back of my leg is where it really collects the meat. You know what I mean? This part right back here. Do I have consent?
Yes.
Okay, so right back, right here. You have a great butt.
She's great.
Yeah, you really do.
My turn.
You do have a great.
Do it. Do I have a little bit?
You do. Hey.
Just a little bit, you know.
As long as you can move it.
I'm saying that if it was based on anatomy, you guys would be more appropriate for the nickname Booty. It's just for my last name. That's all. So just
I'll accept it.
in case you're not familiar with who I am, it's Boody.
Very true. And if you need to know anything about sex, then Shannon just put out a book. Can we just go straight with that? Can we just go straight with that? If you were navigating your love and your sex life and your relationship life, and you actually need all the tools.
So many
Shannon
questions.
gave you the tools in book form.
And you're in the book too. Ari is in the book. So.
I am known as a flirt expert.
Yes.
Yeah, that was.
Which, to be honest with you, when you guys asked me to guest in this video, you gave me a topic, I was like, you're the expert on this topic.
True. It's really just a conversation and
Well,
a reason to hang out with you.
neutral party, because if Ari's the expert, I'm the complete opposite of
Yes.
that. So we need
But
you.
that which also
like,
makes you an
to-
expert though, because you expertly understand what works for you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Get you on that reads. Okay? Get you on that
That was so
intro. Like, come on now.
That was smooth as hell.
Oh, thanks.
That was really smooth. Okay, so we have Shan on our channel. You all have asked for this for in so many different ways, and now we're finally here. And I think it is a good time for us to talk about hoe phases. It's like approaching. Is it cuffing? It is cuffing season. Like I think
We're
it
moving
is.
into cuffing.
Yeah. So hot girl summer is over, but I mean people are still trying to fuck. So I think we should help them figure out exactly how to. I don't know why that was my sex move. Yeah.
That's how I pictured the bedroom actually.
I hand out snacks afterwards. It's just like a really loving experience. My first question is, how do you communicate the boundaries? Like if you're just trying to fuck and you're entering your hoe phase and you just want to make it very clear to your new partner that it's just a sex thing. How do you communicate that in a way that doesn't belittle them or make them feel like you're just using them or whatever?
Yes, I have a question. I actually have a quiz that corresponds to this.
Come on, quiz!
Quiz and ass motherfucker. I live for a quiz. It's thegameofdesire.com/commitment. And so, in essence, I've identified 9 different relationship structures that people could be interested in at the current time.
Okay.
So, it sounds like your relationship structure is modern monogamous.
Yeah.
And that's just somebody. Traditional monogamy is one person for life. Like you really try your best to ensure that you're going to especially sleep with someone that's your person forever. Modern monogamy is one person at a time. And you are you're open relationship. We already know that. Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say serial non-committed dating, but you're in a committed relationship.
Yeah. But I didn't think I was gonna get here.
Yeah.
I don't know, it just happened to me. It was just love. It just came and grabbed me. Because I thought I was gonna be just literally sitting in my castle, y'all know, we all knew. Everyone knew what my journey was headed towards. And then I just got.
Now you holding hands and shit.
I really am.
Just cuddles.
No, I live for them. I live for the couples photos. My favorite thing in the whole world. It's artistic, beautiful.
Find somebody that likes to take nudes like you.
Really?
do.
Honestly, that's gonna be a core part of your brand.
Deadass, I love it.
I love it.
Yeah, when she sent me her first nude, hopefully I can say this, but when she sent me her first nude, the same level.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is gonna be really fun. And I literally found someone just like.
Well, I would say, so step number one is really clearly identifying what your ideal structure is. Are you open? Are you free? Are you modern monogamy? Are you casual non-committed dating? Are you a moonlighter? And so once you have that, language is so important, like love languages, because you can come into something and say, like similar to being like, hey, I'm pansexual.
Yeah.
It's like a word solidifies what you are, and it opens up discussion for whatever the nuance is behind what that label means for you.
Totally.
So I feel like know what your label is. I also think that like talking about sex and love and relationships should mirror the qualities of a good sexual experience. It should be fun, it should be flirty, it should be inviting. I always say the best sexual partners are people who are tourists in the bedroom, not tour guides. So they're, you know, so even in this conversation, you're being a tourist of like, hey, like here's where I'm from. Like, where are you from?
So cool.
What's exciting for you? Like, what are you into? Like, you're a whole fucking new person. Like, I ate this garlic thing, and now that I'm talking a lot, I feel like it's creating a
Oh, you said I ate this garlic, but I heard I ate this curl out. And I was just like,
I was like, drop that.
damn! Whoa! Time out.
Well, that's an example of me making the conversation sexy. You know what I'm saying? I made it fun. I'm talking about bad breath, but I did it in a way that was exciting to the listeners.
Maybe we just wanted to hear what we wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Because she said garlic, and I was like, who was she? What's her name?
Who is bitch garlic?
I just want to know who Shannon's type is. So what Shannon's type is.
Oh, it's Amber. I mean, can I hear that? I'm sorry.
I know it's not Ember.
Oh, my bad.
Because
I'm sorry.
I would want what I don't have, which is very big boobs and a very big ass. Oh, is the Playboy issue here? Well, there's a girl in the Playboy issue. Perfect. Like, I also like an athletic. So I want like an athletic, but all of the accoutrements.
A coochie? You are killing it right now. I was gonna ask both of you, what are your love languages? Just because you mentioned it earlier.
Physical touch.
I think mine is like either words of affirmation or what's the thing called when like someone does shit for you?
Acts of service.
That's
Yeah.
I'm words of affirmation for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what I find? I find that because we do YouTube, or I do YouTube, I don't need words of affirmation as much.
Because you get it all the time.
I get it all the time. I get so many compliments all the time.
I am so loved.
Well, back in this video, there was so much affirmation for me, like I'm pretty much full at the end.
I think I'm the opposite because when I do, it's so easy to be desensitized from that stuff. Which is, I mean, obviously we love that shit, but like also when it comes from someone I'm like in love with, I'm like, oh wow, you think I'm cute? Like it's just like nice because it seems like that would be a given, but to remind me that you're still attracted to me often is just like, oh shit, okay, we're still
But
doing
actually,
this.
I would guess yours with words of affirmation.
Really?
I would, by knowing you.
Damn.
Not by like glancing, but by knowing you, I would guess that.
Okay, well, yeah.
I basically like need the audience. Without you guys, I'd have no self-confidence. So please continue to compliment and put comments in the comment section. It keeps me stable.
Keep it going.
No. Never stop that shit. What? I will get through.
The comments or like the DMs, like you're probably not gonna read this. I read every single one.
Every single one.
Everyone.
I don't respond sometimes. I don't know.
Like 90% of the time.
Oh really?
I'm trash.
Okay.
But I mean, I own it. This is me letting you know I saw it.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
But the comment is necessary. Even if you don't get a reply back, just know it wasn't done in vain. It was done to sustain my vanity. So it's very important.
Was it?
Oh my, this is too much. So do you remember before we launched the channel, I talked about I was gonna go into my hoe phase.
Yes.
This was, I don't remember when this was, maybe a year ago, maybe a little bit less than that.
You came out with a girlfriend.
Yeah. So here's the thing, I actually tried to do it, but I ran into some obstacles along the way. It's not that I would catch feelings, it's just like I care too much. And so I know that conversation about the boundaries needs to happen, but then I'm like, but like, I care about you and I care about your heart and like, we can hug it out, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you, or whoever who wants to go into her hoe phase or their hoe phase, do it without investing too much?
One, I would say we are all biologically born to bond. Like, as a human being, your superpower is intimacy. Like we're fucking late. We don't run fast. We don't have sharp teeth. We're not big. We're not ferocious. The reason why we're on the top of the food chain is our ability to connect and care for each other. So you are biologically engineered to give a fuck. So that to be said, in order to successfully have a hoe phase, you have to be stronger than your natural urges. So your natural urges are to couple, to create a bond, and to like have an investment in somebody. But you have to be like, no, I'm gonna make a choice that actually is smart for me. Sort of like with food, we are biologically driven for food that's high in calories, high in sugar, high in fat. But you have to, as an adult, be like, even though I want to eat pizza and ice cream every day, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna make a choice that's better for me. You have to like rise above your biological urges. So everybody is born to make those connections. I was in the second part of it, and I think that a lot of women in general have this guilt. Like, I feel bad. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I had sex with you, and now I feel bad because you might like me, so I have to overinvest. Versus being like, I just had sex with you. I gave you the gift of my body. I gave you the gift of my sexual time, my power. Like, this exchange is enough. I don't owe you anything else.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
So the good morning beautiful texts, just don't send them.
What you can do, I think it's the thing. Like, if you clarify, like, good sex needs two things. It needs consent and mutual intent, I think.
Okay.
So mutual intent is like where you say to me, like, look, I'm in a relationship with somebody, we are polys, but I have other sexual partners, but I'm not looking to emotionally invest. And so you've already made that clear. And if I'm like, fuck, well, here's what I'm looking for. I really have never squirted before. And I've heard that you are the person to go to get this experience. And like, okay, cool, that's what we can actually, our intent is the same. You want pleasure, I want pleasure, let's do this. And if that's already clear, the next day you send a good morning, beautiful text, I feel like it's still under that agreement.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So I think that, why?
Only thing I heard from that was that I was a squirt expert, and I was really okay.
Well, I know you do squirt, but I don't know if you help others squirt. I don't know if that's actually your skill set.
I do. I'm a squirter.
Like consistently?
Depending on if I'm bottoming, I guess, then yeah, I'll squirt.
Wow.
My girlfriend learned that recently, because you know how, like, it's hard for me to kind of get comfortable with somebody, especially if I'm like bottoming, I guess. And like, we were traveling, we were on vacation, it was gorgeous, and I was like, okay, I think I'm okay, I think I'm ready for it. And then she found out I squirted.
Wow, yeah. I knew you squirted like a party trick.
What?
Like, don't you know how to squirt?
Yes, I do know how to squirt.
Like on command?
So someone can ask you, like, can you squirt for me?
Yeah.
You can do that.
Yes.
Throw one leg out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm proud of that skill. It's just like I never really, I became aware of this skill that I have when I was sleeping with dudes, and I kind of like, I didn't use it.
Yeah, I've never squirted before. I don't think my body does that.
I've never.
But you and me are the same in that we're a one come per event.
Yeah, one and done.
One and
Oh,
done.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's my marathons.
It's hard.
I don't like my second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like ew, like get away from me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna definitely pass out. So
Yeah.
you gotta figure out where in the cuddling situation you want to do with all this sharp angle, because I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
It's definitely not.
I couldn't really commit to something longer than that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just can't. You know what I mean? When you're like the heavy duty strapper and that's like your priority during the sex sessions, it's a lot. If I worked out that morning, I'm done. Like I haven't had enough calories for the day, I haven't had enough carbs for the day, you're asking for a lot. So that 10-second situation worked out.
You know what's fascinating? Because a lot of people think that having sex burns calories, but if you are the bottom, you are doing nothing. There are no calories to be burned. Like you have to be the person who's on top.
I just want, I want anybody that straps. All of you that are out here strapping and or kind of taking on the position of being a top, I want you to know that you are so appreciated. You're putting in work. You're putting in work, okay? Like, all across the world, we're just out here strapping people and like, we're sweating. It's hard. She's saying she's close.
Your hip flexors are sore.
Fuck.
Really?
Yeah.
I know that now.
Just understand
Learn to appreciate the other end.
how hard this is.
Do you not feel like riding on top has similarities?
Oh no, it does.
Yeah.
Okay, it definitely does. It's like a lot burning sensations here, and then
Yeah. What's
I'm first, so I know what I'm talking about.
What's okay? What was the bounce? What was that?
It's. I mean, I wouldn't have my hands over.
Here's the knees. I don't. Yeah, car. No. then you're just doing a straight squat. You gotta be putting your hands back.
Yo, one time.
The lean back. The cowgirl situation. So my next question was, I think that when I was like in my whole, like in the thick, no pun intended, in my whole phase.
What's the pun in there?
Thick. Whole phase.
This is a fun.
But what's the thick? What else would thick be used to describe?
Like ass bodies.
Like a thick body.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
So when I was like in it, it just seemed like anyone who I was attracted to was a candidate.
Mm-hmm.
But I would now believe that there are, based off of my personal experiences with those people, I know that some of them are bad.
Mm-hmm.
So off rip, like as soon as you meet someone, there might be a vibe there. How can you tell, like, maybe, even though I am attracted to you, even though there is this attraction here, I don't know if this is the best thing for us to do. Or does that not even exist?
I would say 3 things that would make somebody plausibly a good candidate for a whole phase participant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would be 1, sexual compatibility. So there has to be, like, you would have to, when I went through my intended whole phase, so I was in a long-term relationship for like 5 years when I moved to California. So I had like a 2-year long distance relationship. When that ended, that relationship was like sexually repressive in a lot of ways, but during that time, I felt like I went to school for sexology. I was around all these freaks. I was in San Francisco. Like, I learned so much.
We are some freaks too.
Yes,
Yeah,
like
we're
out in the
some
street,
freaks,
festival, naked,
Yeah.
like BDSM freaks. Like I've never experienced. I remember this. My sexual partner, my ex, I gave him this like hand job of this new technique I learned, and he made fun of me. And he was like, "Are you trying to cast a spell on my dick? Like this is so stupid."
Are you fucking serious? Are the investment, the time,
Casting spell on my dick. That's hilarious. But also, that's fucking rude.
It was very
That's
rude.
so fucked up.
So when I came out of that, I was like, I want to find like an amazing fuck buddy. So I was auditioning people though. I would like invite them over, we would make out, and I'd be like, oh, I don't really feel about it. Or I might like, let them give me oral or something. And the person who I ended up fucking, because I was like, our chemistry is so good, is Jared. And he probably like the fourth round. So I did do that. Like there's gotta be some type of barrier to see if we actually have sexual chemistry. And if you have that, I would say the intent and the consent part. I mean, consent's number 1 before anything else. Please don't be a dirtbag out there.
Yeah.
But intent is important to be like, okay, cool. If we move into this, what are you hoping to get out of it? And what are you excited about? What excites you about this experience? And then after that, I would say this is hard to judge, but figuring out someone's attachment style can be massively helpful. It's essentially how you bond to other people based on mostly your childhood. So there's avoidant attached. Those people would be a good candidate for a casual sex partner. Securely attached, great candidate for casual sex partner. Fearful avoidant, possibly a good candidate. Anxious avoidant, absolutely not.
In the description box below, there's a quiz to find out your attachment style. Obviously, it's going to be
2 quizzes down there.
And all of Shannon's information obviously is in the description box below as well. I have one final question and then we can wrap up. What do you do if you're in the middle of your hoe phase? It's been negotiated, it's set up, you two are fuck buddies, and then you catch feelings.
Ooh.
Serious feelings.
I feel like communication is a culture. You know what I mean? Like it has to be that we talk about shit. And so every relationship, whether it's a fuck buddy relationship, friends with benefits, side chick relationship, is still a relationship. So you should create a culture of communication regardless. Like a question I get a lot from people is, oh, how do I tell someone they're fucking up in the bedroom? You know what I mean? And I'm like, well, do you tell them that they do great things? Are you like the next day being like, yo, yesterday that like spin move, that spell on my dick thing, that was great. Like I loved and appreciated that. Because if you're doing that, it's easier to say what you don't like. So if you're constantly talking about your feelings, your likes, your dislikes, discussing when there's changes, I don't think should be like a shocker.
Yeah.
You should examine them and maybe go slow, but like, yeah, feel it out. And the same thing too, like it has to be fun. The conversation, like the talk, or like where is this going, or like how do you feel, should be a fun talk. It shouldn't be one that's like, feels like it has stakes attached to it.
Yeah.
Where I'm expecting you to say you love me too.
Fuck. Because you know what I would do? He's just gone. I don't know what that says about my attachment style.
Have you ever fallen in love with a fuck buddy and then just left because you were too afraid to deal with the feelings?
Wow, it seems like this video is like, it just feels like it's over. I don't know, do you guys feel like the recording and just
I can answer that.
Oh wow. Yeah, yes. I think especially when I first moved to LA, I was so afraid of getting into another relationship. Relationships were the most terrifying thing because I just had like really hard ones. And actually, when I first moved here, I was dating somebody.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you came in your relationship.
Yeah, and that shit ended terribly. And I was just like, nope, I don't want any parts. Like, I don't want to date anybody. I'm not even that interested. But I love intimacy. Like, I can't help that. And so I found myself like always kind of dating and then like hooking up with people and then like doing that thing where you have like 48-hour dates or whatever. Where you're just like all up on each other, but you're not together. And then from there, I would get mad if people got too connected. But I'm like, at the same time, I'm like literally like on top of them, like saying like, oh, I really care about you and all this shit. So I was getting a lot of mixed messages, doing all this stuff, and then I got a little bit more comfortable admitting to myself that I was looking for a relationship and that like the relationship wasn't the problem. Like relationships aren't inherently bad. It's just I was into that one. Yeah. So once I got through that shit, then I started to be a little bit more comfortable.
Is your whole phase over and never to return to?
Yeah, it's done. It's done. It just stressed me out. I just didn't want, because I realized I like intimacy more than sex.
Yeah.
And so my whole phase didn't make sense to me. It's like I was doing it, I was doing all the things, but I didn't feel like happy.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm literally just doing this because I know I can, but I don't actually want it.
Was that your first ever hoe phase? Like, how'd you, okay. Yeah.
And I think that I'm actually glad it happened when it did because I feel like for a lot of shit in my life, I'm doing it like way later. Like everyone was doing it in high school and now I'm here doing it at 27. But with my hoe phase, one, I think, well, I was confident, which I don't think that would have been the case if I did it early on. Two, I was emotionally mature, mentally able to handle what was going on. So I think that when I did it, it made the most sense for
the trial.
For me at the time. And I knew that coming out of it wasn't going to be difficult. I think if I would have done it way later, it probably would have been a shit show.
I would do a whole phase again for sure.
Why not?
I liked it a lot. I like them a lot. But I also think it's important to know that it's not your shit. I'm not interested. There's a lot of very hot, stupid people out there.
Oh my god. I mean, this is LA though. Yes. Most people here are hot and stupid. Or not even stupid, but
see,
hot and empty.
And that, okay, so I'm very much in like one of the best relationships I've ever had in my life. And my girlfriend lives in New York. I have found that when I'm in New York City, I can't help but meet people who are sexy as fuck, doing really interesting work, and also like smart. And so I feel like the worst place actually to go and have a hoe phase is New York, just because you're gonna get attached to everybody. You're just going to. Everyone's so cool. Everyone's so fucking cool in New York. But out here, they're just fine. And it's just like, I mean, I could fuck that. We could do that. And I could see you at a party and pretend like we don't know each other, and I'd be totally fine. Like that wouldn't hurt my life, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why it's cool to date here versus.
So whole phase in LA recommended.
Yes. And then when you're ready to find bae, go to New York.
I think we just really answered everyone's questions.
Yeah.
There can't be any questions in the
If you
comments.
have questions, guess what you can do? Buy Shan Boody.
DM you so you can look at it.
Yes.
I mean,
Shannon, we're so proud of you though.
honestly.
Wow, you have been like just
So
seriously,
proud.
you were so smart and so talented, and you're just honestly just making stuff for all of us to be better humans.
Fill me up. Fill me
You
up.
are.
I
You're
need
making
this
all of
shit.
us like you're helping us navigate our sex better, navigate our relationships better, ask for what we want, be our yes. You're great.
Thank you. I hope that everybody gets to a space where they feel like they're an expert in this area. I think there's both, like I said, experts in this area. Because we all do it, so we should know what we're doing.
Oh my god, okay, this is how we're gonna close out, because this has been my favorite question. It's a terrible question.
Oh
Alright,
God.
what kind of sex do you think you're the product of? Like, when your parents hooked up,
yeah.
is it morning sex, like breakup sex, makeup sex, like all the stuff, or not the stuff?
My parents had a very fucking combustive relationship, so I feel like it was definitely angry, loud sex. I know this because my parents have been fighting at times, and I've left the house, and then I've come back, and it was very loud sex happening. So I feel like that's how I was made.
And everything makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Everything just came together.
Just like butt cheeks, it just came together.
And we're coming back to the booty. You see how we just came back? You see how we just came back?
Came back! I love it back. Alright, y'all. Thank you so much for watching.
Give us your money.
Yes.
Shannon your money. Links are down below. Follow us on all the things.
Please give me your money. My book has got perfect reviews on Amazon. So it's 5 stars. It's been out for over a month and a half.
That's really hard to do.
Yeah, it's good. It's the best work of my life. So, yeah.
So support. Do all the things. See you next week.
Hey, bye y'all.